Testing, testing. Hello. Hello, hello. We're live. Good morning, everybody. What's going on? Welcome to the live stream. Talking prize picks, player props. Today is Thursday, December 7th, 2023. We got two games going on in the NBA, and we have an ugly NFL Thursday night in that matchup between the hapless Patriots and the surging Pittsburgh Steelers. I think the game total is like 9. It's terrible, but welcome to the stream. Hit that like button on your way in. Truly appreciate you. Truly appreciate the support. Goes a long way helping this channel get bigger every single day. That's Jordan Love on the thumbnail. So didn't like anybody for the thumbnail in tonight's Thursday night football game. So I went with Jordan Love. So Jordan Love, Tyrese Halliburton get the honors of repping on the thumbnail. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's feeling good. Hope you all are in good spirits. I got my coffee. It's hot. It's not cold this time. It's hot coffee. I like cold coffee. I like cold brew. I like buying it cold. I don't like when my hot coffee turns cold. So those are two completely different things. I'll drink it, but I'd rather drink hot coffee. So in today's live stream, much like we did yesterday, not a whole lot in terms of injury news. I just looked at the injury report. It wasn't worth like making a slide about it, but LeBron's questionable. I think he'll be questionable all year long. AD is in, and I think Jared Vanderbilt. That was the only injury news that we had. What's going on, Darrell? What's going on, man? Good morning to you, sir. Yeah, that was the only injury news that we have. So not worth going over in terms of like a slide, but I think they all play. I don't think LeBron sits this game out. So we'll recap our plays from yesterday. We recapped our plays in the early video, and we went over new plays. So I'll go over those new plays. And I thought we switched it up a little bit. I'm going to try to get Underdog pulled up on my screen. And I say try because the software that I'm using to stream this takes up a lot of like energy on the laptop. So when I have Prizepicks open, props.cash open, this software open, it starts to slow down. So I don't want to put too much stress on my laptop here. It's old. It's an oldie but goodie. It's a 2017 Mac Air. Man, it's old. But I thought we'd look at some underdog plays, if that's cool with y'all. NFL plays as well. So get your NFL questions in there. Get your NFL inquiries in there. If you want me to dig into something over on props.cash, we can do that. I did throw an underdog slip using our plays on the video. I threw one on underdog, created a slip over on Prizepicks. I'll share those with you. Actually, I shared them in the Discord also. So if you're a Discord member, it's in my channel, Chavez Picks. Check out the slips that I've already created using our video picks and a few extra ones. So pop back over here into the chat and see what's going on. Pretty boy Dante, what's up, man? What's going on? That'd be dope if that was your birth name. That'd be nice, man. Throw that on a business card. I love that. Smashed 6 of 6 yesterday. Oh man, Darrell, nice. Congrats. What did you put on the 6? What was your entry amount? 25x, dude. That is nice. Congrats to you. No doubt. Pretty boy. Yeah. All right. Cool, man. If I know a lot of people use Underdog. I also use Underdog. Honestly, I just forget sometimes. When I'm doing the recording, like an actual recorded video, I'm trying to keep the video within like 12 minutes. It's hard to get all that information in a video and do it justice and give, the presentation that I want in like a short amount of time without it going 30 minutes or something like that. But in the live stream, it's a little different. We can take our time. So yeah, we'll pull up underdog, and then we'll talk about the underdog plays. If you guys have your eyes on anything, we can definitely talk about that. Underdog fantasy. I wonder if it's going to make me sign in, because I usually use Safari for that, but I'm on Chrome right now. It's a bridge we'll cross later. All right, so let's talk about our plays. Let's talk about our plays from the night before. So Saddiq Bey points, that was an easy one. I didn't think it'd be that easy, but I think he had 6 points in the first quarter. Sucks too, because I was looking at his first quarter points at 2.5, and then I started looking at all the information, and he hadn't gone over that in like 7 straight games. But I just like the correlation. If you like his points, maybe he gets a lot of it in the first quarter. It doesn't always work like that, but sometimes it does. And then wish I would have taken that first quarter point prop for him yesterday, because that would have been a nice hit. But he goes over his points. I think he finishes with 19 points. So not even a sweat there. Gordon Hayward, he was the one I was least worried about, because we attack his rebounds and assists so often. Thought 4.5 rebounds for him is strong, and we know why we liked it yesterday. We looked at the odds, we looked at the projections, looked pretty strong. However, we talked about him going over points and assists in the live stream, and he crushes that. And we'll get to we'll actually look at our slip that we built out in the live stream yesterday too. But he didn't go over rebounds. It's like the only prop he didn't go over yesterday. So I picked the wrong prop on that one. Hindsight, I would probably go with points and assists, but they all looked good for me yesterday. It was a good, surprisingly decent game between the Bulls and the Hornets. Jalen Duren, so 11.5 points for this guy was way too low. I thought it was way too low. He goes out and scores 17 points, 11 rebounds. I think they took one away from him. I don't know if they added it back, but I saw it at 11. And then I checked the score again. It was 10. I don't know, like, if they were going back and forth between that one rebound. Nonetheless, he had a double-double. Goes over points. Goes over points. Points and rebounds. I don't know about PRA, but we took his points and he goes over points. So 2-1 with our video plays yesterday. And so I was really happy to see that. We were 1 rebound away. I was looking at that Charlotte Hornets game. I was like, looking at the score. I was like, dude, is he going to get that extra rebound? And he did it. So 2-1. I'll take 2-1 over 1-2 over 0-2 over 0-3 any day of the week. So 1-2 we go. What's going on, Jim? Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. What's going on, CCH? What's good? What's good? Everything's good. I think everything is good. I wish we had a better slate today. I think with these playing like tournament games, they're trying to like just make that the main focus. Also, Bucks and Pacers tip off at 4 p.m. Central Time, so that would be 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. West Coast Mountain Time. So wherever you live, just note that that's the early ass game right there. So kind of a weird stagger in time, but it does provide sports like kind of all day long, which is kind of fun. That's kind of fun. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, so I'm just using some of the same slides I used in yesterday's video. Yeah, that's how I felt when we hit 2-1. I was like, thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Aaron. Because going 1-2 the night before, I was a little not happy about that. So we can definitely talk about the 3 plays that I mentioned in the earlier video really quickly. I'm not going to do a whole deep dive into that because that's what the earlier video was for. But in case you missed it and you're on the stream, we'll go over those 3 plays real quick. So we talked about Bruce Brown, RA over 7.5. We talked about Tyrese Halliburton, assist 11.5 over on that one. And we talked about Brook Lopez, 12.5 points over on that one. So I know these are all from the same game, the first game. Very few props on the board at the time of that recording for the Lakers and Pelicans. So I didn't want to force anything in there. Knew we had a live stream coming on today, so I felt like we can dig into that game together and build out another slip today, hopefully with some value over there in the LA and New Orleans game. So those were our 3 plays we talked about in yesterday's video. So let me go back to the chat. So hit that like button on your way in. Appreciate that support. 400, man, on $16. That's nice, man. That's nice. I love that. I love that. I had an idea for another video. A while back, I did a video on bankroll management. And so I had a question in the comments of that video if I was going to do another one like that. I never really thought about doing a second one, but I mean, there's only so many bankroll management tips you can give out. But I do feel like the more you play, the more experience you get, the more things you see that other people don't. And so I think it might be helpful to do a second video about that. And I really want to focus more on being disciplined with bankroll, like how to be disciplined versus like what not to do. Because looking at Darrell's winnings from last night, I see that $400, and I know a lot of people that would take that 400 and immediately try to like play all of it the next day. And so I see that 400, I'll be like, oh, how much am I going to withdraw? And then I'm going to leave how much in my account. And then I'm going to, I do a little bit differently. So I think a disciplined video on like bankroll management would be pretty cool. All right, let's see. CC8 says he has some picks for me today. Also, those picks I gave you a few days ago with Kevin Huerter rebounds, Jaylen Brown rebounds, all hit. Yeah, man. Dude, Kevin Huerter hit early. Kevin Huerter was on a rebounding mission. Yeah, when you talked about Jaylen Brown, when you got that to the stream, I think it had bumped up to 6. I remember that one, or it bumped up for sure. But you got on it super early. Dude, I was all over Zeke Elliott's receiving yards at 12.5 on Tuesday. At 12.5, I wrote it up. I put it on a slide. I was like, oh, I'm going to talk about this. And I swear to you, within the hour, it got bumped up like super hard. There is no Ramondre Stevenson today. So it is all Zeke Elliott. Zeke will eat. Well, he'll try to eat. I don't know if he can keep his food down today. But, yeah, he's definitely in play with his receiving yards. What's going on, Landon? Can we look at Herbert and Murphy? Absolutely. What do you points? Points for both of them. All right, cool. Zeke Elliott receiving yards. We'll look at that one as well. Chris Boswell field goal. Anthony Davis 12.5 rebounds. Something I'm sure y'all know this, but revenge narrative for Anthony Davis. Does he give a shit? I mean, I feel like the Pelicans did him a favor by trading him to LA, right? It's not like they traded him to like, I can't think of a bad team right now. They traded him to the Pistons, right? I'd be pissed off if you trade me to the Pistons, but they traded him to LA and he wins a championship and he gets to play with LeBron James. So I feel like he should be sending them thank you cards instead of being like spiteful. But anyway, players tend to like step up when they play former teams. We'll look into his game logs, past game logs versus New Orleans, and see if any of that holds true. All right, let's see. JB finished with 9 rebounds. Pacers can't stop rebounds. Might have to look at some rebounding props today for Giannis, Middleton, Portis, maybe. All right, so I think we got enough going on right now in terms of requests. We can start digging into the board. We can start digging into some props over on Prizepicks. We have more props available to us. Yeah, at the recording of last night's video, none of these Lakers and Pelicans props were on the board. So we got Lopez still at 12.5. Now, I didn't play Lopez on Underdog because he is at 13.5 on Underdog. So I played him on Prizepicks. So I did not play him on Underdog. So Trey Murphy, I'm just going to click his name real quick. So we got Trey Murphy points. Herbert Jones points, right? I got them mixed up. All right. Oh my God. Their pictures look so similar. Like just like the positioning of their face and like their haircuts. Oh my gosh. All right, man. Wow. I mean, obviously, they don't look identical. They're not identical twins, but just like at first glance, I was like, oh, shit, I'm looking at the same picture. All right. Herb Jones, Trey Murphy points. We got him on the board. Anthony Davis rebounds. Let's see, 12.5, you said? All right. Those are our 3 for the late game. Let's hop on over to NFL. Now, I was watching Skywalker's video this morning. Skywalker, man, he's super cool. I'm trying to hook up great with him. He had a fantastic idea in terms of collabs and like working together with other content creators in terms of player props. I think that's a great idea. I'd love to jump on a stream with him and just like chop it up, talk about player props and stuff. But he had a really good angle on tonight's NFL Thursday night matchup in terms of taking field goals. It's such a low scoring game. It's hard to target like fantasy scores and all this stuff. But like I said the game total was 9. I think it's like 29 and a half. So if you do the math, like what is going to get 2 teams to 29 points? 17 to 13, that's 30. 16 to 29, nobody scores 16 points, right? It's like 17 to 13 is your probably ideal combined scores here. So 17 to 13 final score kind of thing. 17 to 10, something like that. But all those point totals include field goals, right? You can't get the 17 points on just touchdowns alone. Even if you hit the 2-point conversions, you're still at 16. So to get to 17, it's what? 1 touchdown, 10, 13. That would be 2 field goals, or 2 touchdowns and a field goal. That's 1 field goal. To get the 10 points, you need 1 field goal. It could be a lot of field goals is what I'm trying to say. So looking at kickers on a day like this is probably a smart route to take. So Chris Boswell over 1.5 field goals. I'm going to leave that screen up real quick because I'm going to try and log into my my underdog account while that's up. And I actually should have did this before coming on stream, but with the videos, I try to be very like scripted in terms of what I do. I got an agenda. I got a format I'm trying to stick to. I'm trying to get in and out. But like with the live streams, it's just kind of like let loose a little bit, like let your hair down and not try to be so perfect. So I don't mind that I'm logging into Underdog right now on live stream. So I'm gonna sign in, pull up my Underdog account, and then we'll be able to pull that up as well. So that's what we have so far. Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, Anthony Davis, Chris Boswell. What else we got? Let's see. Oh, Zeke Elliott. Zeke Elliott over 15.5 receiving yards. Yes. Yeah, we'll add that in there. What's going on, everybody? Welcome in. If you're just coming in, appreciate y'all taking a few minutes out of your day to check this out, and definitely smash that like button on your way in. Appreciate the support. Really, really do. By the way, yesterday's recorded video, took off. 1,800 views. 1,800 views in less than 10 hours. You guys killed the live stream yesterday as well. Over 50 likes on the live stream. Live streams are really different than recorded videos in terms of how like the algorithm reads them. So you're not going to see typically as many views on the live stream unless you get like 1,000 people in the live stream as it's streaming. But you guys killed it. Like, appreciate that support. Really, really, really appreciate that. That was fun. That was fun yesterday. All right, Zeke Elliott, receiving yards, 15.5. This is already, we're at 5 players. Once we start digging into these, we could actually run this as a slip. If all the information checks out and we like what we see here, we can actually run this as a slip. So let's start it up. Let's head over to props.cash. Let me refresh my page. And we're going to start with the Pelicans and Lakers because we got 3 players from that game. We'll look up AD rebounds and then points for Herbert and Trey. All right. Tomorrow we got a big slate of games, so a lot more options on Friday and Flex Friday. So Flex Friday, men have yet to hit on a Flex Friday. A lot of 4 out of 5s, 5 out of 6s kind of thing. Yet to hit. I need some of that Darrell magic on Flex Friday. 6 out of 6. Good, man. That's nice, man. Congrats. All right, let's do rebounds. Anthony Davis sitting at 12.5, minus 117 to go over, plus 105 odds to go over here. If you're unfamiliar with what I use to look at player props, the site is called props.cash. Promo code is in the video description. 25% off your first month. Use my promo code THANKS25. I think you should be using something to help you with your researching process. I really do. Looking at ESPN game logs and DraftKings game log and things like that, it's surface level. It's fine. But you do need something to help you dig a little deeper. Anything like props.cash, any similar, format is going to be really, really helpful to you. So Anthony Davis, 12.5 rebounds. We like what we see. 4 out of his last 5, and then 80% hit rate on his last 10. Looking at his head-to-head matchup with the Pelicans, 3 out of 4 games. However, none of those games have been played this season, so we have yet to see him versus the Birds this season. But if we look at this, the production is there, whether it's this season or not. Like, Anthony Davis is not going to forget how to rebound the damn ball. Fingers crossed. Sometimes he comes out in the second half and his ass is like, he's just like, psh, like he just like smoked the bowl at halftime or something. I don't know. But when he crashes the glass, he crashes the glass. Projected for 13.32 rebounds today. That's strong. That's a strong projection to team up with fairly strong odds. Pelicans defense does allow slightly above the league, slightly below league average, 44 rebounds a game. Jonas is a tough defender, like tough player, but in terms of athleticism, size, sheer talent, there's very few players in the league that can match Anthony Davis. It's just, will we get it every day? Hopefully we get it today. If you want to go over on his rebounds, everything looks very solid for Anthony Davis today. If you are interested, I don't even know, what do we consider Anthony Davis? A center, power forward? Props.cash has him as a center. I've seen him at power forward eligibility on certain sites as well. But we can take a look at centers versus the Pelicans. 13 for Sabonis, 7 for Vooch, 8 for Drummond, 5 for Zach Collins. So look, Drummond, Collins, Bassey. I know Collins does start, but he's not really somebody that is going to crash the glass for like 10 plus rebounds every night. He's not that player. But you got 3 like role players-ish here. Bassey did go over with 11. You got Walker Kessler, who returned from injury, put up 8 and then 11. So 19 rebounds between his 2 games. It's nice. That's a nice line. JaVale McGee, 7, 10, 11. You're seeing a lot of double-digit outputs here from the centers. So I think Anthony Davis is in a good spot. I like it. So heading back to Prizepicks, we got Anthony Davis in there, 12.5 rebounds. That's the first play we broke down. Let's go back and let's look up some point props. We're going to look up Herb Jones and Trey Murphy. Let's see. Skywalker is great. Yeah, CCH. Yeah, Skywalker is cool, man. I started watching his ass like, I feel like it was like 6-7 years ago when he first started, or maybe closer to like the beginning of his journey. I just thought he was a funny dude. He just made me laugh. And then when I started doing player props, his videos started circulating more on my channel, and he and I will like pop into each other's streams and stuff like that. So definitely a collab would be awesome. I would really like that. Let's see. Darrell wants to check out Herb Jones PR. We'll look up Herb Jones PR along with his points, since we're already going to look up his points. Let's see. Malik Beasley, PRA. Also, when you get a chance, look at Austin Reaves points at 13. What's going on, Epic? All right. Shush. All right. Let's see. Herb Jones. Where are you at? There we go. So Herb Jones points set to 11.5. The odds are not really in our favor. They're not in the book's favor either. His head-to-head matchups really don't give us a lot of information here because they're kind of all over the place. You got 2 games where he went under. You got 1 game where he goes over, but all 3 were from last season. So looking at more relevant games, more recent games, you can see he's gone over that point prop in 3 straight, 17, 17, and 30. So that's 57 points in 3 games. That's a hell of an output. That's pretty strong, honestly, considering Avocado is back and you got Murphy back. So Herb Jones is really stepping up. Looking at his projections here, 13.89 points, 4.55 rebounds, 18.44 points and rebounds. So let's take a look at his points and rebounds. So it's 15.5 over on props.cash. What is it over on Prizepicks? I'm going to look this up real quick if I can find it. Herb Jones. 16. No, that's Trey Murphy. 15.5 on Prizepicks. 15.5. So it's the same line. So at 15.5, you're getting minus 105 over, 106 under. Projections are stronger than the odds. So you're looking at nearly three points and rebounds higher than what the line says. So projections look good for Herb Jones. I will say, just be mindful of this. When we see this, we know, like, I think we have to ask ourselves, how much higher can this get? Because when we take a look at his season average, which is 16.6 points and rebounds, you get a lot of these 14s, 12s, 13s. So this is his high point thus far in the season. 28 points and rebounds is his like top step. Does it go higher, or should we expect some regression to what his average is, which is 16? 16 still gets you over his line today. So don't be scared off of it, but I will say to expect it to be 30, 32 in this game. We don't need it to be 30. We need it to be 16. And we don't have to worry about turnovers or anything like that because turnovers don't count versus these types of props. So Herb Jones, points and rebounds look good. Good matchup against the Lakers, who allow pretty much like bottom of the league. They're in the bottom of the league in rebounds allowed and mid-average, like middle of the road, middle of the pack league average, 16th in the league in points allowed. So there's Herb Jones, points and rebounds and points. And then Trey Murphy. Glad he's back, man. I like Trey Murphy. He is a playmaker, no doubt. So 2 games versus the Lakers last season, 18 and 16. Doesn't help us a whole lot this season, but it does show you that he is capable of producing these types of totals. Looking at his last 10, now he was out. Holy shit. When did he come back? He's only been back for 2 games. So all these games here from OKC on are from last season. So let's zoom into his last 5 because that'll give you a better picture. So these 2 games are this season. San Antonio and Sacramento, 18 and 16. His point total set to 13.5 on props.cash. It's also set to 13.5 on Prizepicks. So minus 104 odds on the under. We look at this game log and we like what we see. We see a lot of green. We may even have to go back to his last season's average just to get a better idea because he's played in so few games this season. But his season average last season was 14.8. That's roughly 15 points. 15 is over 13.5. That's higher. Even at 14, it's higher. So if we feel like his scoring output regresses to his average, a season average of a year ago, which is 14 points, we're still in good shape with this line because the line is 13. So at 14, 14 and a half, if it were to get bumped up, that's where I would start to like maybe create some distance. But as of now, I think this is in a good spot. Trey Murphy points. No projections for him yet. I'm sure those will be posted pretty soon. All right, let's head back. Malik Beasley, PRA. Austin Reaves points. They got bumped up to 13 already. The random. What's going on, man? Good morning. Nikki Bell. What's going on? I'm good. I'm good. How are you? Appreciate that, random. Yeah, it was a good hit yesterday. I wish we would have got all three right. We're one rebound away from Gordon Hayward. We're one rebound away for Gordon Hayward getting that three. But let's take a look at our community slip real quick. I'll get to Reaves points and LeBron assists. What's going on, Terrence? Welcome in. Good morning. So Reaves points, LeBron under. What were the other two picks you had with Lopez? Jim, we talked about Bruce Brown rebounds and assists at 7.5. Last time I checked, it's the same line on Prizepicks and Underdog. And then we talked about Tyrese Halliburton, 11.5 assists over on both of those. So last time I checked, that's also the same line on Underdog. So on Underdog, I put those two along with Giannis, Dame's rebounds, because Brook Lopez's points on Underdog got bumped up. So I did Dame's rebounds 4.5 over, and then the over on the other two. And then on Prizepicks, I just ran 3 video plays that I talked about in a 6-pick flex. So that's what I did with those. Let's look at this real quick, because I think you all deserve to see the slip. I did post it on YouTube, a few screenshots of that slip. But I'm going to pull this up real quick. Now, I did lose a few slips yesterday too, man. Not everything worked out yesterday. Yesterday was a little tilting. I had some plays that didn't hit, and I was like just a little upset that we didn't get the full sweep here. Like Gordon Hayward's rebound prop. So I ran Jalen Duren and Jalen Duren and Sadiq Bey in one slip, and then I ran Hayward's rebounds, and I ran Jalen Duren's rebounds and assists in the slip because I didn't want to double down on the points. I don't like to double down on too many of my plays because they're not always perfect, and if they don't hit, they all don't hit. You know what I'm saying? So try to spread it out a little bit. But in this instance, it didn't matter because Hayward didn't go over rebounds anyway. But here's our slip. So here are the 5 plays that we talked about in yesterday's video. Kobe White crushes his points and rebounds. That was a great suggestion. Gordon Hayward, this is what I'm talking about. He went over pretty much any prop except for rebounds. Like his 31, that gets him over PRA. That gets him over points. That gets him over points and assists. So that worked out well. And then DeAnthony Melton, even with Kelly Oubre back in the lineup, DeAnthony Melton 8. Now, this was the Joel Embiid show. Like Joel Embiid took this shit over, 75 fantasy points or something like that. But DeAnthony Melton, there was enough left on the table for him to have something to eat. But Victor Wembanyama was the one that did not work out for us. This was a really good matchup for him. Not the best of matchups because you got a big front court in Minnesota. We talked about this on the stream. However, we can always look back in hindsight. It's going to be 2020, but we all like this play on the stream, and there was really not a whole lot wrong with it. It's very easy to look. It's very easy to look at a play when it doesn't hit and say that one sucked or you shouldn't have played it. But at the beginning of the whole process, if we're liking a play, like we're going to roll with it, right? Afterwards, we're always going to have a differing opinion. So hindsight, I wish I didn't play his damn PRA. Maybe just going on his rebounds. The rebounds would have been the way to go on that one. And then Ivica Zubac. Dude, Ty Lue is hell-bent on playing his bigs like evenly. We saw it with Plumlee, and we're seeing it with Daniel Tice. These two guys are journeymen. These two guys are okay. They're okay. Daniel Theis has played for like 12 teams in the NBA, and he's the same player on every team. He's a role player. He's a backup. He is a traditional backup. He's not a starter, but Ty Lue is going to play his backup bigs. These guys come to LA and they're getting playing time and they're seeing the floor more. And we don't even have the small ball theory in this game versus the Nuggets. So against the Warriors, Zubac sat the fourth quarter, small ball. That wasn't the case this game. And you can't really run small ball if Daniel Theis is out there. He's not a small ball guy. So I don't know what's going on with Zubac, but he barely got the over on this when he got the last minute rebound. And that's what got us over this one. So this was very close to being a 3 out of 5, but we did cash 4 out of 5 on this one. So I said in yesterday's stream, we do like a tier giveaway. I don't think this is enough money to do 3 tiers, but we'll do 1 tier. We'll do 1 tier. I'll give away $10 on this one. And so what I was thinking I could do is basically do a drawing with the comments left on the stream yesterday. I'll just take those comments, randomize the drawing, and then I'll reach out to that person and we can work something out through Cash App, or if you want to hit me up in the Discord, you can send me a DM and we can like exchange emails or something. I know some people don't want to throw their email out there like that, but we will figure this out. But I'll give $10 away off this little winnings right here. So that was our community slip, 4 out of 5. We're very, very close to going 5 for 5 and hitting that $150 payout. All right, so let's go back to props.cash. If we don't have any other questions, we'll go Reaves, points, LeBron under assists, right? Let's get wine today. Let's get wine today. Jones points just dropped at oh, really? I wonder why. Usually when points drop by points, there's some news. Oh, there it is. Jim, did you see that on the screen? It just changed. Ty Lue is a creep. There's one GIF I put in the Discord of him just like staring blankly. I don't know what. It's just like his eyes are gone. He's just got like this look on his face. And he's just looking. And that's what I feel like every time I play anybody from the Clippers. I feel like that's the shit that we have to deal with. So Zubac is going to be in a timeshare, it looks like, with Daniel Theis. So, all right, enough of this. Let's see. Let's go back to props.cash. LeBron James, assists. And then I didn't forget about Austin Reaves either. So we're in the same game. We'll look up Austin Reaves' points. And then we'll look up LeBron James' assists. You wanted to look at the under on his assists. I saw this yesterday. I was like, damn, really? The under? A lot of juice to the under. But let's figure out why. So head-to-head matchups, 2 of them this season, goes for 7, goes for 11. This one is recent. This was 2 days ago against Phoenix. No, this is not head-to-head matchup. I'm looking at the last 5. My apologies. Last 5, 1 out of 4 games. Okay. Head-to-head matchup. No games to speak of. Yeah, I was like, the other players we looked up didn't have any head-to-head matchups either. Okay, last 10. 4 out of 10 games, he's gone over this. And then 6 out of 10, he's gone, woof, well under. Projected for 6.76. All right, so if we were to round this up to 7, it's still lower than 7.5. So it does give you a little cushion. 7 assists is a pretty strong number. Not everybody's Tyrese Halliburton or Trae Young. Not everyone's going to go out there and dish out 10, 12 assists a game. Especially for a non-traditional point guard, 7 assists is a lot of assists, even at 7. So again, taking the under on LeBron James is always scary. I think one thing I won't do is take the under on playoff LeBron because it didn't work out last season for me. But regular season LeBron, I think there are some opportunities for us to take unders on, especially when the juice is so heavily sided to the under. I guess the only piece of information that would give you hope if you were like, nope, I'm going to take the over on this one, is that the Pelicans are allowing a fair amount of assists per game, 28 per game. But the other bits of information, they're overwhelming, damning evidence here. So projections are all red for LeBron. It's LeBron James, man. He could pop off in the fourth quarter. We know that. But if he pops off in the fourth quarter, it's probably going to be him scoring points, not, bounce passing, to Anthony Davis in the paint or something like that. So, okay, LeBron James assist. This one does look very strong. I like the fact that it is at a 0.5, so we do get that cushion. If this got bumped down to 7, then you're looking at a pretty strong likelihood of a push. So if you can already see the push happening, I'm going to stay away from that one. There's no way he can push 7.5. He either goes over or he goes under. So LeBron James assists under. That does look like a very strong play. Let's take a look at Austin Reaves. So another one of these points game logs where we see a lot of ascension. And then we have to ask ourselves, at what point will it come back down to the average? Because this is his highest point so far in the season, 20. Does he get over 20? Or do we see it drop back down to 14? Now, Prizepicks, it's at 13. Oh, shit. It's at 14.5 on Prizepicks. Oh, wow. This one did bump. I saw it last night, or no, I saw it in like some early projections without the props being on the board, and I feel like they were releasing it closer to 13, 12.5 maybe. But after you go out and score 20 points, you're not going to get a good deal on that next game. So they've already bumped this shit up. His projections do side well with the over if you wanted to go over, because projections are showing he gets 15 points today. Head-to-head matchup versus the Pels, 14, 6, and 7. Now, what contributed to his outburst the last game? It was at my expense, because I played D'Angelo Russell points and assists, points and rebounds. D'Angelo Russell goes 3 for 10 from the field in the first half. D'Angelo Russell comes out and sits the entire third quarter. And I think maybe Austin Reaves, his hand was tired from shooting, because D'Angelo Russell came in for like 18 seconds and then he went back out. So D'Angelo Russell's inconsistency definitely contributed to Austin Reaves' performance. Also, he couldn't miss. So anytime you have a player who gets on the streak like that, who's feeling it, your coach is not going to take you out the game. I guarantee that. So he bought himself a lot of playing time in that second half with his shooting. But it doesn't always happen like that. If he doesn't get hot, what if he doesn't get hot? What if D'Angelo Russell is playing an average game? What if he's 5 for 10 from the field and is not turning the ball over and he's playing good to very good basketball? Does Austin Reaves get that run? I don't know. I mean, he played 27 minutes last game, which is it's average. I mean, he's averaging 26 minutes on the season or over his last 10. High point of 32. Is there any other prop for Austin Reaves that we could possibly look at? This one is not going to be on the Prizepicks board at 3.5 rebounds, but that's a good one if you find it somewhere. 3.5 assists. That's stupid. That's stupid low. PRA, 22.5 PRA for Austin Reaves. I don't know if you've taken a look at this one, but we could take a look at Austin Reaves' PRA, because points are included in that. It's at 22.5 PRA. So it matches. I mean, out of those two, I would rather just go with his points, because he needs fewer of those to get the over. So even at 14.5, but man, 14.5 is I feel like it's very high for him. I don't think we've seen his point prop that high. I don't even know if it was that high in the playoffs last season. But Austin Reaves points, there it is right there. I'm gonna pop back over into the chat and see what everyone is talking about. Let's see. Oh, Shorty, I was gonna ask you, let's get wine today. I thought you were starting early. And I was like, dude, wine sounds good, but after I finish my coffee, I gotta eat breakfast first. I can't be drinking wine on an empty stomach. Okay, let's get wins today. Yeah. I guess that makes more sense. I should have figured that one out. All right. Malik Beasley, PRA, Reaves, PA. Let's see. Yeah, see, CCH 13. I knew I saw. Okay, 13. What's going on all day? I like Anthony Davis. We talked about his rebounds. And we didn't look at anything else though. Points and things like that. Austin Reaves, PA. Now it is 18.5 on Prizepicks and props.cash. So I think at this time, most of these lines will be pretty much the same. Usually early in the researching process, you'll see discrepancies in the lines. But as we get closer, it's not close to tip off, but as we get further into the day, you'll start to see those lines close the gap and be pretty much the same across the board. So I think that's what we're seeing now, especially with 2 games on the slate. Much easier to attack those lines. Like if you're a bookie, if you're an odds maker, with 2 games on the slate. But 18.5 PA for Austin Reaves. I mean, he hit this shit on points alone last game. This to me is a little too high to think that he can just do it on points alone. He will need assist in this game to get the over on his points and assists. And the thing also is, if Austin Reaves is hitting his shots, he's on the court to score and shoot. So he's going to be doing very little facilitating, unless it's to like kick it to LeBron is going to kick it back out to him kind of thing. But in a game like this, if he's going to be scoring or if he's going to be dependent on the score, I see his assist being a little lower. So on an 18.5 PA, I mean, I feel like he needs to give you at least a minimum of 15 points to have a chance at this. However, if you feel he needs 15 points to get over on this, then doesn't that make you like the over on his 14.5 points? Or you can just say to hell with it, I'm not playing any of his damn props because they got bumped. So there's that angle. Malik Beasley, PRA. $20.5. That's what I see on Prizepicks. All right. Anybody have any underdog questions? Anybody have any underdog players that they want to dig into? I got underdog pulled up on a different tab. We can definitely dig into that. So looking at Malik Beasley's PRA at 20.5, 14 points. This one got bumped up. All right, let's take a look at this. Minus 109 to go over, slight juice on the under at minus 120, but he's gone over this in 4 straight games. But now you're seeing this decline in production. Not a massive drop off, but definitely this tells you that he's kind of playing like these 2 games. He's kind of playing like over his head a little bit. Maybe it was due to Middleton being out. Maybe these were games where he got extra run, because the majority of these games are a lot lower than that 27 mark. So as he starts to decline, it's starting to regress towards his average on the year, which is 18. So unfortunately, 18 does not get it done. We could be seeing an inflated line as well based off his recent production. So it's like catching a stock on the way up. You don't want to jump on it as it's climbing up, because at some point it's going to fall and then you're stuck with the loss. Kind of want to see this get down a little bit and then let this get down as well, and then bam, you jump on it. So right now I think we're looking at a very inflated line from Malik Beasley. Even though he's been able to do it 4 games straight, we're seeing this trend here. Now he is literally 1 1 point, rebound, and assist away from not hitting this line. Because if he were to continue this trend and end the game with 20, he hooks it. That's a very painful hook. Indiana's defense is a little giving in the points department, pretty solid in terms of allowing assists and defending the three. Rebounds are middle of the road-ish. And we could take a look at Malik Beasley's projections on the day, sitting at 18.38 PRA. So the projections align well with the odds. We're seeing minus 120 odds to go under. Even though there is slight juice on the over, there is heavier juice on the under, and the projections line up with that. So it's pretty accurate. I think his rebounds yesterday, when I saw them, they were at... No, I don't think it was his rebounds. It may have been Chris Middleton. It may have been Chris Middleton's rebounds. Yeah, it was Chris Middleton's rebounds at 4.5 that were standing out to me. I don't really play a lot of Chris Middleton player props, but minus 130 is a really strong number there. That's one for you if you're looking at something or wanted to like throw one in a slip. You could possibly look at Middleton's rebounds. I mentioned that on Underdog, I played Damian Lillard's rebounds because on Underdog, Brook Lopez's points were at 13.5, which is one higher than Prizepicks. So I went with this one instead. I think this one is getting good odds. I trust Dame over Middleton. On sheer volume alone, the fact that Dame's going to be on the court longer, he is more productive. We've seen him do everything in one game, and one thing doesn't cannibalize. So usually when Dame is scoring, he's doing everything else. It's very rare that you see Dame not hit any shots, but does a lot of assisting or a lot of rebounds. It's usually pretty evenly spread out. So for a 4.5 rebound prop on Dame, taking the over in that one is not scary for me. So I do like Dame's rebounds on Underdog and Prizepicks. All right. I'm going to switch over to Underdog real quick. So any Underdog questions? This is the first time I'm pulling up Underdog on a live stream. It is very, very wonky and slow right now. What's going on? Let's see. Do you have a Discord? How can I? Jim, Discord link is in all my video descriptions. I've been getting comments from people saying that it's expired. It shouldn't be expired. It's a evergreen link taken right from the Discord. But if you go to my description, any of my previous videos has it. Click the link. It should redirect you to the Discord, and you just got to verify you're a human being. Click the rules, and then you're in. But if for some reason you're not able to do it, let me know, and I'll resend the link to you, and that way you don't have to worry about that. And I've changed it out a couple of times, so it should be good in the description. But that's how you can get into the Discord. All right, let's see. What about Jonas's PR? All right, we could take a look at Jonas's points and rebounds. What else? Fading Reaves all day. Okay, yeah. I mean, you can fade him. One thing I'm learning to do more is when I don't like a player prop, just to stay away from it. I think sometimes we get tempted to take the under, unless it's a Jalen Brunson taco or fucking who else was it? Booker. I feel like we've been robbed by Booker a few times on Taco Tuesday, right? He's had more than one taco. Yeah, unless it's a Taco Tuesday for those guys, sometimes it's okay to just stay away from the prop. You don't necessarily have to put any action on it. So with Reaves, if you're not feeling it, yeah, just find another prop. You don't have to play the under on it. So that's one thing I'm getting, trying to get better at. All right, so Underdog is pulled up. So let's see here. Let's see if I can pull up my little slip. See, I tried to play a couple of esports, man, and these did not hit yesterday. Esports, despite the growth of esports, it's still for me kind of hard to find relevant, up to date information on stats and odds. I don't think a lot of these books know how to present these odds. So sometimes you get some bad lines, sometimes you get some really good ones, honestly. But in this case, I am not going to hit this slip. Even if this dude hits, these two dudes did go over. They're projected under. So there's an example of a slip not working out. But here's the 3-pick that I put in on Underdog earlier this morning, late last night. So Bruce Brown and Tyrese Halliburton are two of my video plays. And then so I went with Giannis's points, not Dame's rebounds. So I think I put Dame's rebounds in a Prizepick slip. I played his rebounds, I know for sure. But Giannis's points at 32.5 was getting favorable odds when I played it. Now it looks like it got bumped up to 33. It's showing 33.5 over on props.cash, and it's at 33.5 over on Prizepicks. So it looks as though I got it at a good line at 32.5. So we were getting favorable odds on this. The projections were strong at the time of putting in this slip. So I don't feel like 32.5 is too high for Giannis at all. So those are my 3 plays that I put in on Underdog. I also did put this slip in the Discord. So I provided this in the Discord. What time did I make this slip? It's not going to tell me. All right. So let's go back to the Pick'em lobby. Any Underdog props you guys want me to put in, let me know. Let's see. For my 2-mans, I'm thinking Obi Toppin and Davis with his rebounds. Any love for Zion today? I always have love for Zion. Because I want his rookie cards to get increase in price so I can sell them. But I also think a healthy Zion makes the NBA a better product. He's just too exciting of a player to be injured all the time. So I always have love for Zion. But in terms of today, I haven't really looked at his props on the board. If you have one that you like, Adam, let me know, and we'll dig into it. Yeah, I'll send you that link. Leave a comment on my earlier video today. Just leave a comment, like a thumbs up or something or whatever, and then I'll reply with the link. Because I don't know if I could just reach out to you on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? That's like a thing. So, all right. So what we're going to look at, Devin Booker Taco sucks, man. It fucking sucks. Okay, Obi Toppin assists. There you go. Obi Toppin points and assists. Underdog Beasley 14.5 points. All right. So let's look up Beasley 14 points. You got it at 14.5 on Underdog. So this dropped. What are you thinking? Higher? Adam, you thinking higher? 14 points for Beasley? Because 14 is lower than 14.5. That's a pretty strong line. Let's click higher for now. And we're already on the Bucks game. So let's pull up Beasley again. And there you go. Even money on his line of 14.5 points. When we bring this down to 14, nope. When we bring it down to 14, it gives you 4 straight games of hitting it, 5 games of pushing or hitting it, which is strong. Indiana's defense is very giving in the points department, almost dead last in the league in points allowed. I thought for sure with Middleton and everybody being healthy, and I thought Beasley would kind of take a back seat. And he's definitely not like one of your first 2 options. but he's a good scorer. I mean, he will put up his shots. He's averaging 11 shots over his last 10. 50%, or excuse me, not 50%. Yeah, 50%. 50% from the field over his last 10 games. And he's averaging 4 3-pointers. Look how many threes he's taken. 11, 8, 5, 7, 10. 25, 36, 44, 51 3-pointers over his last 5. He's averaging 10 over his last 5. What is the difference between these games and these games? That is a flip. That is a huge flip. So his points on underdog is I'm going to just look real quick at his points on Prizepicks. It's the same on Prizepicks. So why is it showing 14.5 on props.cash? We're getting it at 14 on both spots. So he needs to knock down his threes for sure. In order for this to hit, he needs to knock down his threes. So Beasley over 14 points. I like it better than 14.5. That's for sure. Been hitting over. He has, Adam, for sure. 5 straight games. Plays tons of minutes. Takes a lot of threes. At least he's been taking a lot of threes these last 5 games. Ingram's points is at 140 on the over. What's going on, Toy Story? Andy, how are you? Ingram's points and assists and Ingram's points and rebounds. I love Brandon Ingram, man. I like his style, man. That dude is low key. He's low key assassin. I wish he just didn't miss so much time, because it really does hurt a player's upside when they continuously miss games. But when he's on the court and when he starts to get into a rhythm, he is so strong. All right. So points and rebounds, 29.5 over on. This is what I'm seeing on props.cash. If y'all want me to look up a prop, put the actual line that you're seeing. So like for Brandon Ingram, if you're seeing it at 28.5 or whatever it is, that way when I pull it up on props.cash, I'll know like, oh, that's a huge difference. But so 29.5 points and rebounds for Brandon Ingram. Anthony Davis rebounds just got bumped up to 13. So I hope y'all got that in at 12.5. So Brandon Ingram points 23.5. Points and rebounds, 28.5, and points and assists at 28.5. So 28.5 for rebounds and points and assists and points, identical. So we're getting it at 29.5 on certain books. So you're already getting it at a lower line on Prizepicks. That does change his last 5 games. Goes over this 3 out of his last 5, and he goes over this in 70% of his last 10 games. Looks strong. Points and rebounds projected for 28.4. Now, shit, I didn't realize I wasn't sharing my tab. Sorry, guys. So here's what I was looking at. 3 out of his last 5, 7 out of his last 10. Points and rebounds projected for 28.4. These projections are made against the current odds and the current line. So remember, his original line is what? 29.5. So these projections are made with this information in mind. So this is misinformation according to Prizepicks. It doesn't line up to what Prizepicks has it at. So don't really look at this projection and get discouraged, because if this was set to 28.5, this shit would change. So 28.5 looks better than 29.5. He's right there with an increased line and false odds. So I would assume that he is closer to 29, closer to 30 on this one when these odds change. All this matters, unfortunately, when you edit the odds on this format, it doesn't change anything else. It doesn't auto-populate the other categories. So I like it. That's his points and rebounds, points and assists. Again, similar. So we're looking at same scenario here. Odds are in favor of the under at a higher line, but we all know that when we drop this line, it changes a lot. So he goes over this in 3 of his last 5 games and 70% of his last 10. His PA and PR are the same, 28.4, 28.4. I would assume that this increases his projections when we drop the line. So both of these are in a good spot, in my opinion. Head-to-head matchup. None to speak of this season. But he does have that upside of 40, close to 40 PA. PR, same thing, 40. So Brandon Ingram's in a good spot. That's Prizepicks. Brandon Ingram on underdog. Underdog is not responding. Resuscitate. All right. Boop. Same thing. You're getting identical lines on underdog and Prizepicks. So if you like it, if you like the line overall, if you like the game environment, if you like his projections, if you like his odds, you can play this on underdog. You can play it on Prizepicks. Doesn't matter which one you choose because they're basically the same. So there's Ingram for you right there. Let's see. Zion. Adam. Zion. We'll just look at all his. Oh, yeah, we got to look at Jonas. Jonas PR. We'll look at his PRA too. Forgot about him. Jonas looks like he is like a bouncer in the offseason at like shitty nightclubs. He always just looks like he's just ready to fight. Every time I see him, anytime I see a photo of him with his hair slicked back, he looks like he's breaking people's legs and shit on his off days. All right. Points and rebounds for Jonas. We're seeing it at 24.5 over on props.cash. Pulling him up on Prizepicks. 23.5 on Prizepicks. So the line is a different line. 25.5 PRA. So 24.5. This is okay. We're going to see the same thing here. The lines are different. Therefore, the odds are different. Therefore, the projections are not going to be accurate. However, even with this increased line, projections for Jonas on his PR are higher. So we're getting this at a nice spot for him. Projections think he goes over the increased line of 24.5. We're currently looking at his head-to-head matchup, which he has no information to speak of this season. But over his last 10, he's hit this shit in 5 straight games, and he's hit this in 7 out of 10. When we bring this down to 23.5, that change, does it change? No, it doesn't. So it's still fantastic numbers over his last 5 and 10 games. PR looks strong. PRA looks strong because PRA is at 25.5. So the projections, even with the higher line, like this, he's in a good spot based off this information. Now, are you scared of the matchup with him and AD? I understand that AD is not like Embiid in the paint where he's just like mad all the time and shit, but he's a big ass dude. He's clogging the paint. He does make things difficult for opposing bigs. Not all the time, but it's just not an easy matchup for Jonas. If you feel like the matchup doesn't matter in this case, you have a lot of supporting data for the over on his points and rebounds and his PRA, for sure. The Steven Adams look. Steven Adams looks like, so Steven Adams, like Jonas is gonna like beat you up, and then Steven Adams is gonna come and save you and put like a splint on your leg after Jonas breaks it, and like probably give you some potion, some magic potion to like help you get better. Like Steven Adams looks like seems like a really nice dude. and that like won't hurt you until you make him like mad or something. Jonas just looks evil to me. He just looks like he's just slapping old ladies at the coffee shop or something. We were just talking about Jonas on Prizepicks. Let's pull him up on Underdog. 25.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And so, yeah. Okay, so his points and rebounds reflect accurately on Underdog at 23.5. So you're not getting it at a better line, but you are getting his points and rebounds at that lower line, right? Or am I not seeing that correctly? No, they're the same. So they're the same on Prizepicks that they are Underdog. The differences are the other books have this at a higher line. So Underdog and Prizepicks are offering this at a lower line. So if you wanted to take the over, you do have a little wiggle room. So, but all that means is anytime you see a discrepancy in a line, it just gives that line more potential to push up. At some point throughout the day, these lines have to be pretty accurate and in alignment with each other. So it doesn't last for long. So if you see a prop that you like, there's a difference in lines. You only have a very small window to take the over on that or under on it, whatever you want to do. All right, let's see. Jonas, 25 PRA. Let's see. Giannis got bumped up 38 and a half to 39 and a half. Are you looking at his, what is that? 39 and a half for Giannis. I hope that's not his points. That would be crazy. Points and assists. So I got his points at 32.5 on Underdog. They're at 34 points right now on Prizepicks. So this shit is bumping. All right. So I tell you what, I think we got enough information. What do y'all say we build a slip on Prizepicks? So this is not what I'm locking in, but these are just plays that we've talked about. We've talked about a shit ton of plays for a 2-game slate. You guys came through with a lot of player props. So I thought it'd be a little tight, a little skinny stream today, just because we don't have a lot of games, but we stretched it. So here we go. Trey Murphy, points. Boswell, field goal. Elliott, receiving yards. Herb Jones, points. Reaves, we're fading Reaves, right? Take his ass out. Get out. Anthony Davis, rebounds got bumped. Do you still like it at 13? Do we want to go in a different direction with any of his props? We just looked up Jonas. We can look at his PRA. PRA or PR for Jonas? Oh, shoot. Halliburton. What's going on, True? Welcome in. Halliburton, 39.5 for AD. Brandon Ingram, 34.5 PRA. Halliburton, DD. What is DD? Double. Okay. Right? Double. Is that what DD is? Double D's. Anthony Davis, 39.5. Could we switch to Anthony Davis, 39.5 PRA? Or let's look at it together. If Anthony Davis PRA is a better move for us than his 39.5. Wait, that can't be his PRA. What am I seeing here? Points and rebounds. Things are starting to bump. I'm going to put Jonas in this one for now so I don't forget. Davis. Points and rebounds, 39.5. So I guess you're talking about Anthony Davis, points and rebounds, 39.5. Sitting at 40.5 over on everything else. No, not everything else. A few things. So instead of going AD rebounds, we're thinking 80 points and rebounds, 39.5. Are we liking that one better? Let's see. Lakers also allow a lot of points for centers this year. Yeah. Boards too. Outlier. What's going on? Outlier as in the website Outlier? Welcome. Or is that just the name? Got that man hurting the elderly. Do y'all remember that story about the Morris twins? Dude, the Morris twins are fucking nuts, man. Like when Jokic pushed, which one was it? Marcus? When he pushed Marcus and like gave him whiplash, they said that the whiplash was the equivalent of like whiplash in a vehicle. That's the force that Jokic pushed him with. But do you all remember that story? I think it was the Morris twins where they beat up a homeless man. I think it was when one of them played in Houston, and there was a homeless guy sleeping in downtown Houston, and he steps over the guy instead of walking around him, and I guess the homeless guy says something, and he kicked him in his nuts or something like, and then the newspapers got a hold of it and they made it a big story or whatever. But I feel like it was one of the Morris twins that beat up a homeless person. Those dudes are. I mean, I think Jokic's brothers are a lot scarier than the Morris twins, but like those guys are pretty scary too, man. I wouldn't want to mess with the twins. Twins are evil, dude. I wouldn't want to mess with any twins. Let's see. Davis PR is at 39.5. We're going to go Davis PR instead of his rebounds. Okay. What is the best Laker prop you suggest? I mean, as we're talking about this, I really like the under on LeBron's assist at 7.5. I think that's, I mean, because you look at it, we're not saying LeBron can't hit 7 assists. We're saying that he needs to hit 8. And then when we look at his game logs, he doesn't go 8 or more in a lot of games. So I think that's a pretty favorable line for us. And I really do, after looking at this AD line, I really do like his rebounds and assists, or excuse me, rebounds and points. I do like those for the Lakers. On a 2-game slate, so typically what I don't like to do is play a lot of guys in the same game that are playing each other, because you would think in order for one to do well, the other one has to do bad. But on a 2-game slate, you don't have a lot of options. So like I mentioned that because we like Jonas's PRA and we like Davis's PR. So I guess the question we ask ourselves is the table big enough for both of them to eat? You know, do we think they both eat in this game? Damn, we don't have any plays from the Milwaukee game. Any Milwaukee props that are standing out to y'all that we can put into this slip? Because that game has a super high total. That game has a really, really high game total. Point total. Game total. All right, let's see. I'm just scrolling up. Halliburton. So True likes Halliburton double. So I'm when I think of Halliburton double, I think of points and assists. I'm gonna pull up Halliburton again, because I think this slip needs a little bit of Milwaukee and Indiana. Fucking Zeke got pushed up to 16.5. That started off at 12.5. Those receiving yards were at 12.5 to start the week. That's crazy. So Halliburton's assists got bumped up to 12. His points and assists today are what? 40. Jeez. 40 for Halliburton. So now I'm looking at these lines. I do want to get some plays in for this game, but a lot of them have been juiced up already. And I don't want to force anything into this slip. Dame's rebounds are still there, 4.5. Who asked Obi Toppin? Obi Toppin. Somebody wanted to dig into Obi Toppin's lines. Obi Toppin points and assists. Okay. So Obi Toppin. Points and assists, 13.5. Let's look at this on props.cash. Points and assists. Oh, I already like it. I already like it because you're getting it at a lower line on Prizepicks. You're getting favorable odds on the original line, which is higher. And then you're also getting a good point projection for him. Not so much on the assist, but you're getting a 14.14 PA projection, which is higher than 13.5. This is one of those lines that we talk about when we take points and rebounds, points and assists. I like looking for those lines that we think a player can hit that on just points alone. We got to take one of these dudes out. For now, I'm going to take Zeke out just because that shit got bumped. But Obi Toppin, looking at his points, can get 13, 14 points and go over this line on points alone. That line is created for his points. So the difference between his point prop and his points and assists is 1 point different. He needs 13 to get this. He needs 14 to get this. In the event he does dish out 1 assist, it makes it much easier for the over. Favorable odds on the higher projection, on the higher line. Favorable projections against the higher line, which is good. Head-to-head with the Bucks. Man, props.cash is not. Well, I'm not pulling it out. All right. One matchup with the Bucks, he had 7 points. That's it. I understand he didn't go over this, but he has the same amount of points and assists as he does points, which tells me the majority of this line is going to be hit by points. If we feel he gets the minutes, if we feel he gets the run, if we feel he gets his shots, playing 26 plus minutes, he's shooting the ball 10 times a game. He's making 60% of those field goals, and 2 of those are threes, 3-point attempts. I like it. I like it. All right, so here's what we have so far in this six pick entry. Trey Murphy III, Chris Boswell, Herbert Jones, Jonas, Davis, and Obi. Those are 6 that we are running with in this slip. Over. How does that look? I think this looks okay. I think it looks good for a 2-man. Lil Bud, what's going on? Welcome in. Yeah, we like Murphy's points. We got him in this slip over here on Prizepicks. I didn't look at his points and assist. But Murphy is a volume shooter. He's a scorer, and I feel like a points and assist prop and a points prop is basically just the same thing. Like the majority of his PA is going to come from points anyway. So I feel like in this instance, if you like his points, then you would like his points and assists because you would think that he's just going to score a shit ton of points and won't need any assist. So you can look at it like that. And then in the event that you do play his points and assists, that assist category gives you some cushion in case his shot's not falling. Maybe he makes up for a missed shot with an extra assist. So I like those types of props. So we're going to roll with this one. We'll put 15 on this one. Okay. We're going to put 15 on this 6-man over Toppin, over Davis, over Jonas, over Herbert, over Chris Boswell, and over Trey Murphy points. We'll place the entry. And it's done. Okay. So there's our 6-pick flex over on Prizepicks. We covered underdog, kind of. I guess I should have given y'all an update. So moving forward, we'll include underdog in these streams, so we don't always have to focus on prize picks. We didn't really talk a whole lot of NFL, but honestly, this game is kind of bad. This game is the clearance rack at like Walmart. They have that shelf in like the hardware section that just has like all the red stickers on it. It's like shit that people return. It's like pots and pans with no lids. It's like a spatula with like a bite mark in it. This game is that shelf. And there's no need to go shopping on that shelf. Plenty of other shit to buy in the store. We'll wait for Sunday. Tomorrow is Friday. We have a much bigger NBA slate ahead of us, and we have the full weekend of NFL. So get your NFL questions ready for tomorrow. Get your player props ready for tomorrow. We'll try to dig into more player props on Prize Picks and Underdog. So this is like my heads up for tomorrow. So that way you know what's going on. So I think that is everyone take into account what's at stake. What's at stake? A lot of players will not go over props. Yeah, true. That's true. True, comma. That's also true in NBA. But also, I feel like in the NFL, like with these nasty games, or any kind of game with a low point total, you have to face that reality is that a lot of these player props are probably not going to go over. So you got to either try to find an edge or possibly stay away from that game because it just doesn't offer a lot of value and upside. And you got to be quick with these lines because the games that do offer a lot of upside and value, those lines get bumped fast. Like there's a reason a lot of these Milwaukee Bucks lines got bumped up because it's a high game total and everybody knows it. So you got a very small window to knock those props out. I talked about this yesterday in the stream, but we try to get on these player props the night before in the Discord. We don't always post slips because there's maybe not enough plays to create a slip. But if you want an edge or if you want to like get in on the research process super early, we do that in the Discord. It's not like a school or course or anything. We just do it. We just talk. So we're always trying to figure out the night before. So if you want to join that and try to get a jump on some of these lines, link is going to be in the description of this stream. You can check out the Discord for yourself and see if you like it. So ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for today's live stream. Really appreciate y'all stopping by, checking this out. If you made it this far, consider subbing up to the channel. I hope these streams help you out in your research process. Maybe I put a play on your radar. Maybe I showed you enough information that gave you the confidence to go with an under, something like that. So the more we know, the better we are set up for success. So drop a like, comment on this video, consider sharing my channel, sharing my video, my stream with somebody And listen, last but not least, I don't care what player props you roll with. I don't care how you create your slips. I just hope that all your props respect the damn coin. Best of luck to you all and anything you play today. And until my next live stream, YouTube video, YouTube short, Chavez is out.